Well, namaskar, good evening, hello, and welcome to GLIBTALk 5.4 में आप सबका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है. Once again, yet another Sunday, exactly 5 o'clock Indian Standard Time. Today is one day in a week that you know that we get somebody or the other as our guests exclusively. Well, just to let you all know, happy Holi, everyone. And ideally, Holi is tomorrow, but just want to take this opportunity to wish everyone, you and of course, your family, a very happy Holi. Please take care, stay safe, guys, because not so very good news that you would get to hear now because I am not keeping well. I am absolutely not keeping well. Unfortunately, my guest for the day, she is not keeping well. So, but we didn't want to cancel this particular event for the day today is because that's been communicated, it's been floated everywhere. So, under any circumstances, didn't want to be a spoiler because things are not right around us. Right, I have just got my test done and just waiting for the result to come, and just keeping my fingers crossed to see whether it's going to be negative or positive. I have my guest for the evening, Shivangi, who has joined us live from Mumbai. It is absolutely phenomenal on her part, where she herself has been tested positive. She is in home quarantine right now, and but that's her amazing, phenomenal camaraderie, where she has still said the show must go on, Samrat, and we should not go ahead and postpone it or cancel this today. So, Shivangi, thank you so very much. Well, what do I talk about, Shivangi? Shivangi is the next Bollywood singing sensation. Shivangi is I'm actually born and raised in Vancouver, Canada. She is apparently an Indo-Canadian singer who has actually proven her mettle there in Canada, singing and performing multiple forums and multiple stages, which I would not be giving you a loads of background because we got to hear it from Shivangi today itself. At the same time, she has been currently based out of Mumbai. She has sung some famous songs, which we would be unraveling in due course of the conversation. Notably, to talk about, Shivangi has been an integral part of the title theme track for two of the Bollywood blockbuster movies named Kalank and Padmavat. She has sung famous Bollywood blockbusting numbers like Ishq Tere Naal from Happy Bhag Jayegi, etc., etc., etc. Well, here I present to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, graciously, Shivangi Bhayana. Shivangi, if you can please turn on your camera, if you can just unmute yourself.
Hi, Samrat.
Hello, finally. Finally get to
Finally.
see you. Finally get to see you. Oh God. Well, here I present you, our audience, and a lot of people will be joining us in due course because it's Holy, it's Sunday. People are
Yes.
actually celebrating and playing those colors. But you and I know that how we cannot play those colors, at least for this particular event today. I was going through your profile, Shivan, which you and we forgot to discuss. 2019 on the holy day you were in Uganda. You were performing. Uh,
Yes. Actually, that was in 2019.
2019, just exactly two.
So I had a Holi in Uganda. It was so much fun. And then 2020, as we all know,
Yeah.
um, I think there were some people who decided to still go ahead and play Holi, but majority of the people were taking precautions and they were staying inside. So I had stayed inside during Holi of 2020. And then I'm now, I just got my report back today and I'm COVID positive. So
Oh,
obviously not
yeah,
stepping out now for
I
the
know.
next little while.
Well, I mean, as you all have heard just now, that Shivangi has gotten her test done, guys. So if you really have any kind of symptoms, please do not ignore it. Don't be a home doctor yourself because that's exactly what it does to you. I myself am not keeping well. I have just gotten taken the test. It's awful. They just put that particular thing there on your nose and on your tongue.
Yeah.
It actually gives you a joke very badly. But anyway, that's not the point. Shivangi, just want to take this opportunity to thank you that you've been such a wonderful sport. You are a true performer. You're a true showwoman who actually has ignored, your present state of not being unwell, and still you wanted to carry on because this is just going to be an hour-long conversation, knowing you.
Well, no, thank you. It's really actually just absolutely fine. I mean, we had decided that we were going to do this,
Right.
and at that time, both of us were feeling okay. And then
Absolutely.
things had maybe destiny had something else in plan. But I mean, I know I may not be able to do any singing,
You don't
but
have to.
we'll do a lot of conversation, and I'm still up for that. So.
Absolutely. Well, I have promised Shivangi that she's not well, and as you heard that, she's not in a position right now to sing just because of her, she being not well, being unwell. Obviously, I would not ask her. Otherwise,
Mhm.
it would have been a great opportunity to see you singing, to hear you singing live.
uh,
Well,
right.
well, we go ahead and hear probably when you play those playlists there on Spotify or rest of the other tracks. But to start with, Shivangi, tell us more about yourself. I know that you are from Vancouver. You and I had our detailed conversation. I know you as a person, have gotten to know a lot of details about you as an individual,
Mhm.
but a lot of them out there, they don't know. So if you just quickly can give a small random introduction, where you're from, how did you land up in Mumbai, and a little bit about your journey, then I will quickly come over and we'll
Okay.
start having the conversation.
So I was born and raised in Vancouver, and I basically stayed there my entire life until I decided one day that I wanted to move to Bombay to make a career in music. And that wasn't something that happened overnight. Actually, that was something that I always knew I wanted to do. So because I had started singing at the age of 4, and I was performing a lot and doing a lot of performances in Vancouver and doing a lot of singing and stuff like that. I always knew that that is what I wanted to do. So anytime somebody asks me, जब आप छोटे हो तो सब आपसे पूछते हैं that, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? My only answer would be I want to be a singer. So
Singer.
I was very clear. I knew exactly what I wanted. Um, but obviously, when you're saying things like that, I could be clear, but that doesn't mean that everybody else is just as clear. So when I had to bring that up to my parents, even though they were very supportive, they were still at the same time quite hesitant because I was wanting to go to a city where I didn't have any family or friends or relatives or anything of that sort. So, or no connections.
Right.
And, but my parents were quite supportive, and my dad really said that I'm there to help you out in whichever way I possibly can, and my mom had the same response. So they were okay with me coming to um, Bombay. And then when I came to Bombay, um, I basically came here like without really knowing anyone. So that was definitely a journey on its own, and like a different journey altogether. But that's a little bit about myself, is
Right.
that I was in Vancouver, stayed there my entire life, and then I decided to come here.
So the taking the decision of coming to an alien country, even though your roots are from India,
Mhm.
your parents are, but you've never been to India ever before you actually landed in Mumbai, or was it oh, you were there
No,
before,
I,
had come?
like when we have our summer vacations, we would come for
Oh,
like
you
a
used to
couple of
visit.
weeks, right?
Okay.
So we would come, we would meet our grandmother. Our grandmother was, there. So we would come and meet our relatives, our grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would stay here for like maybe 2 to 3 weeks, and then we would go back. And it was just a vacation, but we wouldn't come that many times. Like, I think over before me moving to India, I had just come to India maybe 3, 4 times.
Just on a
So
vacation, just on a
on a
vacation.
vacation, and
Right.
it's very different when you come to India on a vacation versus when you
Mm.
decide to move here. Things
Absolutely.
completely change.
Correct.
And but I never came to Bombay because we didn't have anybody in Bombay, so we generally stayed in Delhi.
Right, right. So when you've had taken the decision for the first time, after having already, getting recognized, you performed in some big events. Like, would you mind sharing what are the events to share, you actually performed and shared your stage, because I don't want to just give out and reveal this information to the audience all by myself. You performed on Winter Olympics in 2020, or 2000, sorry,
Yeah. So
2010.
there were in 2010,
10,
the Vancouver had the Winter Olympics.
right.
So there were many events that were like as a part of that. So I was in one of the lead up events for the 2010 Winter Olympics, which I had performed in. And I had also opened for Jay Sean in Seattle. He had come down to do a concert. I usually used to open for a lot of Indian artists that would come
Hmm.
from India. Classical artist like Ustad Sultan Khan. I had opened for him, and other artists that would come. And then I also was a part of the Canada Day celebrations in Ottawa, which is a like every year when they celebrate Canada Day. But that year was quite special because that year Prince William and Kate were
Kate were
coming.
there. Yeah.
Yes, so I was a part of one of the performances. I mean, there are many performances that happen, and I was one of the acts. So, I mean, in Vancouver, there were other events also. Like if I think about it, like there's this huge uh, music festival that happened where at that time the Prime Minister Stephen Harper, the Canadian Prime Minister, he had come. So
Right.
just before he came on stage to speak, I was a performer. So
A performer.
my performance ended and then he came on stage and he. So the thing was like I had done quite a bit of work in Canada before coming here. And a lot of it was because I had been doing this from since I was, like I had mentioned, I started singing at when I was 4. And I actually started performing like around 5-6 years old. So my first orchestra performance was when I with an orchestra and me singing was when I was like only 8 years old. So I had done so much that and people knew me there. So those things came because of that, because of me being there for so long and for people knowing about me and all of that stuff.
So moving to Bombay was your sole decision, that you wanted to come to Bombay, you wanted to sing for Bollywood films?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So people used to tell my parents that, oh, you should take her to India, isko na leke jao Bombay, leke jao Bombay, leke jao. So my parents would be like, yeah, but they obviously, like, how can they just shift, it's just not me, it's like my brother, my sister, it's a big thing. But I was the one who was like, no, I want to go now. And I mean, like I said, they were okay with it, but and they were hesitant because they were worried about me going alone and not knowing anything about the country and being so clueless about it. But still, they were very supportive. So it was my solo decision, though. Like, it was me who had
to move to Bombay and sing for
Yeah.
Bollywood. So 4 साल की उम्र से आपने गाना गाना चालू किया. 8,
Yeah.
when you turned 8, you actually had your first performance with orchestra, and
Yeah.
then you had your moments, definitely, where you actually have proven your mettle. You have performed in front of some amazing, or opening song, or sharing your stage with some amazing personalities, and then you took the decision of coming over to Mumbai to pursue your singing career. So when you came for the first time to Mumbai and entered Bollywood, the city of dreams like Mumbai, and a city that has given a lot to lot many people out there. So when you actually entered and put in your first step then in Bollywood, how did you take it? I mean, did you actually know, you said that you were not having any contact in Mumbai. You did not know anybody explicitly. You just decided, you know what, मुझे जाना है, मुझे गाना है, मुझे अपने आप को prove करना है, and I want to be the next singer called in town. There is Shivangi, who is actually doing some great work. So keeping that in mind, how did your journey start in Bollywood, if you could let us know?
So like you said, I didn't know anybody. I just came here with a suitcase and that was it.
Right.
And so my main thing was how do you get in touch with all these people? How do I get my voice across to all these composers? How do people find out that there is someone named Shivangi and she sings? So that actually began with me using the help of social media.
Right.
And I went on Facebook, I went on Twitter, and I connected with people, and I started messaging them. And out of some people who I connected with them, some people met me. I got them to hear my vocal samples, and then they further recommended me through word of mouth. And honestly, all the work that I've actually gotten so far has been that.
Hmm.
Um, if I've gone somewhere and I've sung something, somebody's liked it, and then they have recommended me to someone, and आगे करते करते जिन लोगों से मैं मिली हूँ, everything has been like that basically.
So, and you are
So that's
quite lucky in that way, Shivangi, that the journey has not been very, very struggling. I mean, there are a lot of other people who actually use social media platform. Obviously, they all are using it. But your amount of success that you have gotten in a short span of time and getting
I
yourself.
I mean, it didn't happen immediately. So 1 year I was trying to get in touch with. It took about a year. For a
Hmm.
year, nobody met me. For the first 1 year, no one met me. It wasn't until the second year when people started finally opening up their doors and then saying, okay. So but yeah, with that being said, you're absolutely right. There are a lot of people who try and use social media, and people don't, maybe are not
Get
very
noticed,
open
yeah.
to, yeah, having someone and meeting with someone. But I guess I also used it maybe at a time when um, I'm talking about like 6, 7 years ago, right? So maybe at that time, people were a little bit more open to the idea of connecting and they were okay with it. Um, so yeah, but yes, it
It
goes both
happened.
ways.
It
Yeah,
happened.
it happened.
So in the first year of your, let's take it as a struggling period. That you're actually knocking every possible door. You are going and showcasing your work, or probably had to go for an audition, etc. Whatever. Did anything happen ever noticeably that you remember that that probably just pulled you down and you said, "Ab nahi ho raha hai. I think kya karna hai?" Did you ever feel clueless? And how did you take care of the situation, if at all you encountered such a situation?
Yeah,
What
there
can you
were
do?
it was never beautiful. Like it was always just, I just felt like I was sinking and sinking and sinking, and it was just going down, 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 down. Um, it was difficult. There were times where I met some people who said they weren't interested in working with me because I'm not a name. I don't have. I'm not a brand. Some people said that, oh, you're not good. You should go back. You're not a good singer. So but like so yes, there were so many times when I felt low. I started doubting myself, like, can I actually sing? Is it even possible for me to do this? Like, you know but then I was lucky. I made some friends during the way who helped me, supported me, and I just wasn't ready to give up. I personally wasn't ready to give up, and so I just kept at it. But with that being said, it's not like today everything is so beautiful. Like I still face a different sort of rejection sometimes. Maybe not the kind of rejection I faced earlier, but maybe like a different sort of rejection. And not everything is always right. Not everything goes as in fact, it never goes as planned or as I want it to go. But that's how this industry is, and it's unexpected. You don't know when something will click, when something won't click.
Not like,
uh, yeah, which song people will like, which song people won't like. So
so why don't you talk about a few of your films that you worked for, that you were actually given your, I know the name of the songs, but I would like you to please say it yourself so that people out there or people who will be
right.
watching these particular recorded version on YouTube, they would be in the knowledge that, this is what Shivangi has actually contributed to the Bollywood film industry. So would you like to just
Right.
quickly mention a few?
Absolutely. So I have some films that I've sung for Great Grand Masti. I've sung for Shadi Mein Zarur Aana. There's a song called Main Hu Saath Tere, which the male version Arijit Singh sang, and I sang the female version. Um, then I sang for a film called Love Per Square Foot. Um, that was with Benny Dayal. It was a duet. Uh, the song was called Chicken Dance. And then I sang for uh, Happy Fir Bhag Jayegi with one of my, all-time favorite singers, Udit Narayan ji. I never thought I would actually get an opportunity to
Sing with
sing with
him.
him. So that's happened. I've sung for some smaller films. One of my first films that I started that I have sung for, which is a small film, but it's called Scandal. So I had sung in that, and it was like a graph. Sometimes some small films will come, some big films will come. There is Gia, which is a Kalki Kuchlan film. Richard I
Correct.
have a song in that. Final Exit.
Naj Basanti, right? That's Naj Basanti.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
everything is like, yeah, so these are some of the works that I've done. Then I did there are background scores in films, and themes hoti hai films ki. So for Padmavat, I was the background vocalist for Deepika Padukone. So every time she comes on screen, you will hear me singing the theme,
Mm.
and I was her solo vocalist. And then for Kalank, I was the solo vocalist for the whole film. So there was nobody else in the background singing but me. So if Ali is coming on screen, it's me. If Varun is coming on screen, it's me. If Madhuri is there, it's me. So whoever is there, मतलब मेरी आवाज पीछे था.
आवाज पीछे था. एंड इसके बाद भी आपको कभी कभार सुनने को मिला था, ये चीज बंद हो गई जब आपको लोगों ने सुना दैट दिस इज द शिवांगी whom we said आपसे गाना नहीं होगा, you can't sing, go back to Canada. Do they offer work to you? Do they come to you? Do they regret? Did they apologize to you?
I don't think they even remember. One, the only one person who said this to me, uh, he actually called me after a year and a half
Okay.
because a couple of people sent him my recommendation. I don't know why, but I don't even know how it happened. They met me, they heard me, and they said to him that, oh, she's really good. You should call her. You should call her. And it happened a couple of times.
Hmm.
And then he called to me. And he called me, and then I went. And then because I have a knack for composing and writing, so he
Right.
asked me, what else do you do? So I said, I compose and I write. And then he said, let me hear some stuff of yours. And then I played him some of my music, like my songs and my compositions. And then he said, why don't you assist me?
That was a
So
big win for you in that way, right?
yeah, I don't even think he remembered, because
Remember.
maybe when he said it, he just said it, but he didn't understand the impact of his words.
Right. So something about Big Boss that you've also equally done. Why don't you share
Yeah.
that?
Yes. So in Big Boss season 9, this was before my singing took
Hmm.
off.
Right.
In season 9, I think this was in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got an opportunity to compose the title track of Big Boss.
Okay.
And I did that alongside a friend of mine, Vayu. And so the season 9 title track is in my voice. And after that, the Abhi Tak Jo season, Abhi Tak Jo last season was 13, 14, I don't remember what it was.
Hmm.
But Abhi Tak they've been using my track, जो हमने बनाया था उनके लिए. तो season 9 में मेरी voice थी, Double Trouble in the House, Double Trouble, Big Boss.
Right.
And then after that, it's been the male voice of Big Boss, Big Boss, Big Boss.
Big Boss, yeah.
So, but that was the composition that we had done.
And what to talk about a few of your originals? I have seen it on YouTube. I've seen it on Insta. They are, I mean, really, really stealing a lot of hearts. They are actually
Thank
leaving
you.
a lot of footprints and a lot of views and likes. And you have done those shooting yourself. I think in few of the cover songs, you are there, and you are the one who is actually singing it there in the album. So why don't you talk about a few of your own creations, and yeah,
Yeah.
how did that journey go?
So I actually always wanted to do independent music.
Mhm.
And because I always love to write and compose my own stuff. And things like Big Boss happened. Things like I did like an anthem for Flying Machine, which is like a clothing brand, and that
Right.
really worked well. And then I started doing jingles and stuff. And then during COVID, I did a film as a composer with a friend of mine, Rashidata. So we both did a film called Khayali Pulao, which has Project Takuli, and we did a song in that film. So uske baad, and this happened during COVID. So uske baad kya hua that I was like, I always like to compose. I like to write my own stuff. Why am I not putting out my own things?
Mm.
And I was like, this is like the best time. So that is when I started doing my independent music journey, where I'm putting out my own compositions and I'm not singing other people's songs. I'm singing my own song. So I started with this one song called Tehzeeb Ishq. Then I went to my second release, which was Bewafa. Then I went to a third release, which was Heaven. It's an English song.
Mm.
And then just now on Friday, I released a song called Adhure
Right.
with featuring a male singer on that, Bhavin Dhanak. And yeah, so that's how it kind of actually began, because I always like to compose. I always like to write. I just, in between, I got so busy with my singing that I didn't get a time to actually, put my energy into that and to, create all those tracks. But now when COVID happened, films were not
We're
happening,
not happening. Yeah. Yeah.
things weren't happening. So then I was like, this is a perfect opportunity for me to do what I wanted to do. And so every month I release an original. So next month I'm
Mm.
also going to be releasing
Mm.
an original song.
Another song
Yes.
of your own composition.
My own songs. Yes.
So
My own
these
songs.
songs are going to be heard where? If you can just let the audience know or me know, is it something that gets onto Spotify? Is it an Apple Music,
Yeah. It's
Ghana?
everywhere. It's
It's
on
everywhere.
all audio
Platforms.
platforms. You can listen to it on like you said, Spotify. There's Hung
Hangama,
Hangama. There is
Hangama.
Savan.
Right.
There
There is
is
Ghana,
iTunes.
iTunes,
You
yeah,
can
Apple.
you can stream it off YouTube. It's
Okay,
everywhere.
it's everywhere. So, guys, if you really want to listen to her own composition, she's a brilliant singer. She doesn't need any further introduction that which already been talked about. But if you really want to see and hear her work, you can definitely type Shivangi Bhayana, and you can just find her on Instagram. You would see her amazing videos that is being posted there. Please do follow her and support her. Please go to Spotify. Please go to Apple Tunes, Ghana, Savan, and just follow her as a singer, because she's actually the one who's going to be creating a lot of noise there in the Bollywood film fraternity. We have already
Thank you.
heard what kind of work that she has already done. So I'm sure, Shivangi, and not to be exaggerating, I heard the songs. I heard you first on Clubhouse for the first
Yeah.
time, and I'm thankful to Clubhouse that that's
I
where we
I
met.
actually wanted to remind me. We were in that it was a musical group.
It was
I
a
remember
Clubhouse
that.
radio that I was hosting.
It was yours. It was your
Yes,
show that I showed up in.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
It was my show.
And was it a theme night, or was it just a regular?
Just Bollywood 90s.
But or was it no? Was it something else? Because there was that one. The first time I sang, do you
The
remember it?
first time that was Clubhouse Studio, yes. The first time
Clubhouse.
when I had Clubhouse Studio, that's where you sang. And the one that I opened up when I was hosting the Clubhouse Radio is where you were the first one to show up there in that particular show. And you were one of the co-moderators with me who were actually
Yeah.
hosting. There were some good 70 odd people who turned up that night. And it was
Uh,
phenomenal.
Fun.
So me and Shivangi, we met on Clubhouse. Clubhouse is an app, guys. It's actually going. It's a rage right now. It's an addiction. As of now, it's only open for Apple users, iOS users rather. Very soon, they're coming up with Android users. So you would find greatest of the stars. I mean, that's how I met Shivangi in Clubhouse and gotten to know that what a brilliant singer she is. And then
Thank
uh,
you.
Yeah, I think that's how exactly the world has become very small. And it's invitation only. You just can't download the app and use it. So you need to be invited by somebody. Then only you can start using that particular app. It's a drop-in audio chat. So you get to hear from the people all over the world basis on the interest. But that's not what we are talking about. We're not talking about Clubhouse here. We are talking about Shivangi's life. So Shivangi, as a female, as somebody who has just come in the city, and you have had your set of struggles, right? Did you face what we normally get to hear in the media bites that एक तो है कि पहली बार आई हैं आप, एक तो है, I'm just trying to be little, not trying to be gathering some masala story or something. No, I just
Uh-huh.
want to hear, because I've been a part of radio myself. I've seen it myself that media industry कैसे function होती है, how there are certain things they work phenomenally well, certain things that do not. So as a female who have actually come to the country, what are your story, probably something that you probably remember, that मुझे भी ये शायद face करना पड़ा था, मुझे भी face करना था, but this is exactly what I've done. This is how exactly I have squeezed my way out.
Right.
If you may, I mean, if you're not comfortable, it's absolutely fine.
No, ऐसा होता है. Like, I mean, people abuse their power,
Right.
and because they know they can. And sometimes on the other side, I guess it just depends where the person's coming from, what sort of mindset, and how, you know, matlab, it's so many factors I can't say. But I mean, ऐसा नहीं है कि like मुझे भी लोग तंग करते थे, right?
Hmm.
And I think that happens with a lot of women. You know, you go, or men. It's not just
Yeah,
women,
yeah, yeah,
also
yeah.
men, you
True.
know. So if they are able to, you know, exploit you because they have power and they want to do it, then they will do it. And I have, like, you know, faced situations like that where you have to kind of decide which, you know, way you want to go. But you know what, honestly though, you don't have to succumb to anything. You
Hmm.
can, it takes longer, but your art and your talent and somebody else will come along
Right.
and they will help you. Because if there are some bad people, there are a lot of good people,
Good people around too.
always. And generally, like, sometimes you have to filter through, you have to go through the bad to understand and be grateful to when you get to the good.
Right.
So it's a part of the journey. Like, I mean, all the weird, creepy people or whatever that I met was in my first beginning, you know, couple of years of my journey. And then by that time, I learned how to deal with people. I understood, you know, what someone is trying to say without having to say it. And I knew what I wanted to do and which way I wanted to go. So I decided to, you know, take my route
And you
according.
found your way out. And you gave
Yeah,
it back to them also, I'm sure. You remember when we
yeah.
were
Like,
talking and we were discussing? किसी
कभी
से
कभी
थोड़ा
मैंने
हाँ.
एक आदमी को तो सुना ही दिया था, तो एक दो लोगों को सुना दिया था. Maybe not the best way to do it because but yeah, like, now you learn, you know,
You
how
learn
to
in a hard way,
uh,
yes.
get out of the situation in a nice way.
Correct. Nia, remember when we were talking, you just mentioned that किसी से हंस के बात कर दो तो बंदा समझता है कि यार ये तो
Yeah,
available
ha, ha, ha.
है ना? इतनी आसान है. I think that's what exactly what the creepiest stuff that you're talking about, because
Yeah.
लोग भूल जाते हैं कि your niceness, that you being courteous and you being chivalrous is apparently not to be taken for granted. She's nice. And if she's nice, respect that niceness and reciprocate.
Right.
But yeah, that's very creepy. I've seen it myself being there. So far we are at 5:34. We would be speaking for another 10 odd minutes. I'm sure we would have a few questions coming from the audience. We have Sanjay already asked a question. Sanjay would let you ask your question directly to Shvangi. And if any one of you have got any kind of a question, guys, The last 10 minutes is going to be your forum where you can just go ahead and ask your question directly to Shivangi, and she would be more than happy to answer. So, in the process of the set of successes that you've seen, Shivangi, you have had your set of failures. Now, Glip Talk is all about a candid conversation with a known face and a great mind. And I explicitly mentioned every mind is a great mind. We all have a
Mhm.
great mind. We all are very, very unique in our own ways. And as a known face, the reason being our face is known to somebody or the other in our entourage, right? कोई ना कोई तो हमें जानते ही है, right? Your face does
Hmm.
not have to be a celebrity, but at least, yeah, we are talking to a celebrity today. That is you. And again, people who have joined in late, just to let you know, Shivangi is not keeping well. She has tested positive. She would not be able to sing because I'm sure a lot of people would love to hear you singing, but I don't want to stress her, and she would not sing today, unfortunately. But we are doing it out of purely her passion and her being absolutely a true sport. सो ये जो फेलियर के साथ आपके जो नाता या रिश्ता रहा है उसके बारे में थोड़ा बताइए शुभांगी कि हाउ डिड यू हैंडल फेलियर व्हेन इट केम इन योर वे डिड यू फेल इन अ मैसिव वे एट टाइम्स और डू यू कंसिडर योरसेल्फ लकी कि हाँ मेरे पास फेलियर आया था सबकी जिंदगी में आते हैं
Right. So failure मैं ये बोल सकती हूँ जैसे there were times where like ऐसे बड़ी बड़ी films, बड़ी opportunities जो आई जिसमें I don't think I failed, but मतलब मुझे replace किया गया with someone else. And I don't think that that happened because my singing was any less than somebody else's or anything like that. But I just felt like मैं हमेशा उसको ऐसे सोचती थी that maybe I don't deserve it yet.
हम्म
Maybe the reason I haven't received, like, I didn't get that song or I got replaced was because maybe I don't deserve it yet. Maybe that person has given a better output, and and it's better for the song, it's better for the film. Maybe that person, because sometimes after I would listen and I would think, nahin, maine to zyada acha gaya tha. Maybe, apne aap ko wo thoda wo. So then I would say, aisa bhi to ho sakta hai that maybe I am just not deserving of it yet because I haven't worked hard enough. Maybe that person who did it, that person got it because she's worked harder, she's been here a longer time, she's struggled more, and she's more deserving of it. So, that was in the beginning. That's how I, used to think in the beginning. Now it just doesn't even bother me. Like if I if I sing something, I go sing it and I forget. I don't even remember or think about it कि वो ये मैं गाना गा के आई थी अरे बस ये मेरी आवाज में निकल जाए जैसे पहले मैं सोचती थी अब नहीं. Now I don't like ठीक है निकल गया good नहीं निकला that's fine. वो जिसकी आवाज में निकला उसकी किस्मत का है and that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. So that's how I now deal with failure. um so uh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I think I'm quite sorted in
sorted
that
now
way.
yes
Yeah, like,
in that way
aisa kuch, but that doesn't mean that I don't feel low. Like, not about this, but otherwise. There are times when I listen to some of my songs that I feel like Main Hu Saath Tere, when that came out. That's one of my personal favorite songs of all the songs that I've sung. And I was really hoping that that song would work out. Arijit had done the male version and I had done the female version of
शादी में जरूर आना right
Shadi Mein Zarur Aana.
शादी में जरूर आना right
Of now, and it was a Jam 8 ka gana. Pritam Das,
music
Jam 8,
jam yeah
yes, unka hai. So मेरे दिमाग में ये था कि oh, this song will, I hope it reaches and it works really well. And you know what? It's not that the song is not appreciated क्योंकि जब भी कोई वो गाना सुनता है उनको बहुत अच्छा लगता है. But unfortunately, maybe it just so happened that that was the song that didn't pick up. It didn't pick up. It maybe didn't get pushed enough. I don't know what happens. And अगर आप सोचो अरिजीत का हर गाना चल रहा है, वही गाना क्यों नहीं
चला very true what a logic
So I was like, अरे अरिजीत ने गाया है, मतलब अरिजीत ने गाया है तो obviously उसकी जो audience है वो गाना सुनेगी, फिर मेरा भी सुनेंगे
female
क्योंकि
version
female
automatically
version
आएगा
होगा. You know what I
correct
mean? हाँ. तो नहीं हुआ, you know. So but हाँ, जो भी लोग वो सुनते हैं उनको अच्छा लगता है वो गाना, फिर वो बोलेंगे हमने तो ये गाना ही नहीं सुना। हमने
ये
कहा
गाना
हाँ
नहीं
मुझे
सुना,
पता है, बहुत सारे लोगों ने नहीं
नहीं सुना।
सुना। But गाना
Okay.
अच्छा है, it's a nice song. It's one of, you know, the kind of songs that I want to sing, and I you know, wanted to come to Bombay for songs like that. But Abhi, now for like last year I did during COVID when the 21-day lockdown happened, every single day I did a cover. You know, log कितने सारे लोग online इतने ऐसे फट से you know चढ़ जाते हैं, and कभी कभी मैं सुनती हूँ, and some of them are really good, some of them are I don't understand, like I don't know,
No.
I don't know what's happening, you know. मैं बोलना नहीं चाह रही, but you know I get थोड़ा, you know, I'm like confused कि ये कैसे हो
ये
गया,
कैसे हो
ये
गया, ये
कैसे चल
कैसे
गया,
चल
मतलब
गया।
how are people appreciating this? And then so I actually did like every single every single day I did a song for 21 days. It was a series.
Wow.
Every single day I did
Like a songathon, huh? It was a songathon.
Yeah, the first lockdowns, 21 days.
21
So
days.
I did a challenge and I did one song every day on YouTube. And it was like cover songs. And, you know, people really enjoyed that. And that, you know, मुझे लगा कि चलो, you know, उसका नाम भी हमने रखा था Corona series. You know, उस टाइम पे सब Corona सर्च कर रहे हैं ये सोच के कि चलो कुछ तो वायरल हो जाए, शायद यही वायरल हो जाएगा। वो भी नहीं हुआ,
वो भी नहीं
तो
हुआ।
you know 21 दिन लोग रोज गाना गाया, रोज एक गाना डाला, कुछ नहीं हुआ। एंड ऐसे होता है एंड मुझे ऐसे लगता है मेरे साथ ये ज्यादा होता है। तो हाँ नहीं होता, मतलब like I have done a song with Ankit Tiwari. I have done, sometimes I'm surprised of all the stuff. Like I even won an ITA for a Best Singer award for this song that I had done for television. It was called Kahan Hum Kahan Tum. It was a television. And mujhe laga ki, oh, this is great. I've gotten an ITA for that. And exactly the month after, I got a Z5 award for another song that I had sung. It was for a Sunny Leone song. And I was like, this is great. This is a wonderful way to end 2019. You know, this November mein ITA aaya, December mein wo aaya. And I was like, ab agle saal to,
it's going to be rocking.
साल आग लगा देंगे और अगले साल कोरोना ने ही मतलब
सब कुछ खत्म कर
दिया, घर बैठा दिया। तो पता ही नहीं चला
कि क्या हो रहा है। Oh God.
पता ही नहीं चला।
So, just for your information, Shivangi, Ina has mentioned that Shivangi, your voice is very nice, very soulful. Just heard Man Ki Titliya, that song of yours.
Thank you.
So, मुझे इतना बहुत लग रहा है कि शिवांगी को बिना गाने कैसे जाए दिए, but only because Shivangi is not well today, I would not force her. I would not even request her to even sing. But trust me, guys, if you really listen to her singing, you would become a fan. And हमें तो live सुनने का मौका मिलता है क्लब हाउस में. Live सुनने का मौका मिलता है. And wow, I mean, what singing. So Shivangi, आपने classical singing सीखी है? Are you a trained vocalist?
Yes, but I'm not like an extremely like I'm not like
well, music, you did not study music as such, matlab aise.
So I did. Okay, so in Canada while growing up, there was only one teacher. And so and it was very limited what he had in knowledge in terms of what he can give me in for classical music. So whatever he had, he gave to me and I learned from him. And then I came here and I did some training here. And unfortunately, and I did Western also. I learned in Canada, I learned Western music as well. Unfortunately, though, I wouldn't say that I got that opportunity to like, you know, like मैं यहाँ पे बैठ के मैं आपको बोलूँ कि अरे I can sing like Vadali Brothers. No, ऐसा नहीं चलता मेरा गला.
नहीं होता ऐसे.
ऐसा classical नहीं आता मुझे. But yes, मैं मतलब लोग कहते हैं कि मैं अच्छा खासा पिकअप करके कर लेती हूँ.
हाँ. तो इसी पे और एक सवाल वोयला ने पूछी है. वोयला just asked that what would you advise amateur singers how to rehearse?
Okay, so basically the way I do my own riyaz is that like tanpura laga ke I do like sa or om, and वो सा पे ही मैं करती हूँ, and then उसके बाद मैं पूरा खरज के notes जो है उन पे जाती हूँ, so all the lower notes, and I stay in that region for about half an hour before going to the next, going upar and upar and upar. And then I do a lot of sargams and stuff like that, alankars and that. And then I generally just pick up some rag, whichever one I feel like I'm in the moment and I feel like singing, and then I do that. And yeah, like bandish गा लिया, कुछ ताने गा ली. But मैं आपको यही बोलूँगी कि ये तो this is good for like like I can say like warm-ups, like vocal warm-ups and and all that stuff, and it's absolutely necessary to do that because your pitching will get better if you do all these things, and you can do better in your book, like murkis and harkate and all that will come out better. But at the same time, another thing that you can do, which I still do, is I pick up difficult songs that I may not be able to sing, and then I just listen to them over and over again, and I try to copy what the singer has sung.
Right.
And
just to see that how it is coming out.
Yeah, and that's how I actually, before I even had a teacher, that's how I used to, learn. I used to listen to the song and just copy, replicate.
Right. So that's, I think, Voila, that answers your question. Thank you so very much. Sanjay, would you like to unmute yourself and quickly ask your question directly to Shivangi?
Yeah, Shivangi ji, I'm also a big fan of Big Boss. So would you like to come on Big Boss 15? And I just wanted to know, are you single or married? Thank you. Bye.
I am single.
Shivangi, are you single, Shivangi?
Yes, I'm single. And would I come on? I enjoy watching Big Boss also. So जैसे उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि he enjoys, I also enjoy watching Big Boss. And actually मुझे ना 2 बार ऐसा हुआ कि कुछ लोगों ने, आपको याद है जो वो सीजन आया था जब उन्होंने बोला था कि आम आदमी से लोग आ सकते हैं, है ना? तो उस टाइम पे मेरा एक फ्रेंड था, तो उसने बोला चल लेट्स ट्राई करते हैं, जाते हैं, और उसने बात कर ली थी. एक जोड़ी वाला सीजन था,
जोड़ी वाला सीजन था,
जोड़ी वाला सीजन था. So he said, "Chal." So I said, "नहीं, मुझसे नहीं होगा." I don't think I'm that kind of person that can, survive. And पता नहीं वहाँ पे अगर मतलब वहाँ पे हर बंदे की, आप अच्छे हो तो भी आपकी बेइज्जती हो रही है, बुरे हो तो भी आपकी बेइज्जती हो रही है, मतलब आपकी बेइज्जती तो होनी है. तो आपको बेसिकली पैसे मिल रहे हैं बेइज्जती करवाने के. तो हमें तो बड़ा मजा आता है देख के, लेकिन मुझे नहीं लगता कि I'm ready कि मैं अपनी बेइज्जती करवाऊं.
गाना गा के ठीक है, वो भी सीजन 9 का टाइटल ट्रैक गाना गा दिया, that's absolutely fine. Not to be coming on Big Boss herself. पता नहीं, मैंने तो बिग बॉस देखना छोड़ दिया है. I think the only Big Boss I remember जब पहला सीजन आया था, the first season, the first episode, जो राखी सावंत और जो सागा हुआ था, वो I remember. पर उसके बाद somehow Big Boss कभी कभार bits and pieces, वो मजा नहीं रहा जो पहले वाले में था. But great. Thank you so much, Sanjay, for asking your question. If anyone else has got their question, guys, please feel free to ask your question. I'm sure Shivangi would be. Yes, Raghav, you have raised your hand. Please go ahead and mute yourself and go and ask your question to Shivangi directly.
Hey, hi. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Hi.
Hi, Shivangi. So I'm calling from your side of the pond in Washington right now.
Nice.
So पहली बात तो you have a beautiful voice, as Ina said.
Thank you.
I mean they're mesmerizing songs. So definitely, and I wanted to just comment that never think that you don't deserve it, because you are already there. Okay.
Thank you. Thank
so you're already there. You're on various platforms. You're here. I mean, that speaks for itself. So just
Thank
keep
you.
doing good work and good health to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
She is not well, Raghav. She has been tested COVID positive,
Yeah, that's why I'm saying so
and
stay
I
well.
am
Hopefully
yet to receive my
you
report too. I just got my test done today.
yeah,
I hopefully it comes negative, but मुझे लग नहीं रहा है कि वो negative आएगा.
क्या
But
कह रहे
जिस
हो?
तरीके से हाँ वो समझ में आ जाती है. तो शिवांगी ने मुझे वो काढ़ा वाड़ा की सारी चीजें बताई है, अभी मुझे वो चालू करना है. तो we didn't want to stop the show today. We didn't want to cancel it because it only because of Shivangi, because you see that, you know, what a great sport she is, not being well, sitting there for the last 1 hour and answering questions,
Absolutely,
being very candidly.
absolutely. Yeah.
So we all have our best wishes for Shivangi. Shivangi, go
Thank
ahead
you.
and keep rocking. Yes, Ina has raised her hand. Hi, Ina. Can you just go ahead and thank you, Raghav, for asking that question. Thank you so much. Uh, Ina, please go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Shivangi, first of all, I would like to say your voice is very, very nice. I
Thank
heard
you.
it very soulful. I found it beautiful.
Thank you so
And
much.
do take care of your health. That's very
Thank
important.
you.
Samrat also, and you also.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And one question I would like to ask you, you have been on this journey. What three things, three tips you would like to give to all of us that you have learned throughout your journey? Three most important things.
Okay. So definitely the first thing would be so you have to come and, like, if you want to do music or any art, do it for the right reasons. You know, when I first started, I loved music. Aisa nahi hai that I didn't love music, but I really also wanted to be famous, and I think it was because I was young, and I think it's very normal. Okay, a lot of people want to be famous. Who doesn't want to be famous? But over time, I realized that that's not the reason why I should be doing this, and that's not the reason why I want to do it. So money was never the case. I never did it for money, but yeah, I wanted to be famous. So then when I stopped thinking about that famous wala thing, I think my journey became more meaningful. And I understood that no, I'm actually doing this because I love it so much. So one thing, if only you are so passionate and you don't see your life without doing what you are doing, whatever that is, there's no point doing it. So whatever you choose to do, whether you, I mean, whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, singer, dancer, whatever, you should absolutely love what you do. It should be your passion. Otherwise, it'll be very difficult to live an entire life doing something that you absolutely hate doing. Second, something that I will say from my own field, is that don't allow anyone else to demean you and put you down. Sometimes I watch these singing shows, and you know, I see all these contestants. Like, I never went on any reality show, but I see all these contestants, like वो ऐसे होते हैं, पैर छू रहे होते हैं, मतलब जहाँ पे भी वो judges जा रहे हैं, I don't know, मुझे वो अजीब लगता है. And मुझे भी ऐसे नहीं लगता that ऐसे कोई competitions होने भी चाहिए, because I mean, they're great platform to get exposed and stuff like that, and these people do get sometimes really great opportunities, but no one can really, you know, judge how good you are or how bad you are. And every day you grow, and just because today you may not be successful, that doesn't mean that tomorrow I won't be. So that's one thing. Don't let anyone. And third, very importantly, is that in a field like this where you're singing, and you know, in entertainment, there is a lot of exploitation. Don't let anyone exploit you. Be strong. You will get that opportunity. It may come later, but don't, you know, don't fall for that trap. You know, because I know there's a lot of people who do that. And there have been, you know, me too ke aane ke baad kitne sare aise cases bhi aaye hain. So yeah, that's, I think that would be the three things that I would say. थोड़े भारी हैं ये तीनों चीजें, काफी
नहीं, I think
serious.
that's very basic. I think
हाँ,
what you
these
said is very great.
and then I'll add one more thing: practice. Practice is very important. रियाज करो, learn करो जितना आप सीख सकते हो, and keep working on yourself every single day. Because I still do that. I still work on myself, and I try to get better. And hopefully, you know, that shows. I mean, I hopefully, and that will show also in the future.
Great. Thank you, Ina, for asking that question. And
Thank you.
I think what you just mentioned, Shivangi, is very real and very, very practical and so relatable in life. Gayatri is mentioning that she has just watched Shadi Mein Zarur Aana some days back. It was a great movie and she loved your singing there.
Thank you.
So, so she's asking you to be staying blessed and God bless you all abundantly. So
Thank
thank you
you
so
so
much.
much.
Thank you. So please go ahead and listen to Shivangi and just you are seeing her live. Normally that is not an opportunity, and she was so kind when we spoke. Shivangi was just up for it and said, "Yes, let's do it, Samrat. Let's do it." We did not even know. I think 2 weeks ago we spoke, right, Shivangi, on this, and look at what happened. In so life is way too short. We have no idea what is coming in our way tomorrow. I had no freaking clue what I was going to be getting a test done, and but so yeah, take the day the way it comes. Practice, stay passionate, as Shivangi has mentioned. So I think Shivangi, you're not well, would not like to hold you back any further. Again, मुझे बहुत खराब लग रहा है कि आप 2 लाइन गाए भी चले जाओगे because you are not well. So मैं आपको पुश नहीं करूँगा गाने के लिए because सबके पास बहुत प्लान था कि ना वो दो पीछे दिख भी रहा है कि the setup is there. घर में जो
But I will
music.
do that. Maybe we can have another, just a
Yes.
musical session one day, and we'll do
Yes.
that.
Yes, we will. And then on that, it'll be a full throttle singing. Guys, you would be actually mesmerized when she sings because I heard her singing quite a few times. Quite a few times. And वो जो तानपुरा लेके आप बैठ जाती हो ना, तो अलग ही एक माहौल बन जाता है शिवांगी. So great, great. So would you like to say a few words about Glip Talk as an initiative? This is I do it purely out of my passion.
Yeah.
Just knowing, having that 1 hour of candid conversation. I'm sure आपको भी अच्छा लगा होगा शिवांगी to meet and have this particular conversation.
Yes, absolutely.
So
I'd just like to say thank you so much for, bringing me here, and it was lovely talking to you. And I'm so glad that, I got this opportunity. I generally don't get a chance to actually have conversation with people like, where they get to be so interactive and ask me questions. So I really enjoyed that part. And I want to thank all of you guys who have asked me questions and for the comments that have come, and from wherever you are in the world and you have tuned in to watch this. Really do thank you from the bottom of my heart. Means so much. And I really do wish you the best of luck on this platform, because I know that you're doing it purely on the basis of passion, and that's intense. I understand. So I really, really, really hope that you get, a huge amounts of viewers, and then this really takes off and brings you to the next thing I know, I see you on television and you're still there.
yes, yes. रेडियो तो हो गया, अभी थोड़ा टीवी का बाकी है, तो बीच में ओटीटी प्लेटफॉर्म कर रहा हूँ तो
Exactly. We need you on TV.
Yeah. Thank you so much. आपके मुंह में काढ़ा नहीं, घी, शक्कर, चंदन, रसगुल्ले अलग से.
Done.
Great, Shivangi. Thank you so very much for giving that 1
Thank
hour.
you.
Please take care of yourself. Get well
You
soon.
too.
Yes.
You too.
I just hope that it should come negative, but मुझे लग नहीं रहा है. But let's see. Just keep the finger crossed. Well, great, Shivangi. Pleasure knowing you. Wish you all the very best. Guys, please go ahead and listen to Shivangi because he has done some amazing work in Bollywood. And before you say goodbye, Shivangi, I'm sure you have loads of other upcoming projects coming your way, where you are doing your own series, your own cover, and definitely have certain films that we would be probably hearing you singing certain tracks. So anyways, we are connected and we'll get to know what exactly is coming. So all the best for that.
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Stay safe.
you.
Take care of your family and your loved ones. Once again, happy Holi. Play colorful. Stay colorful, but stay safe at the same time. Just don't forget that we are in a very, very delicate situation at this moment. Thank you, Raghav. Thank you, Ina. Thank you, Voila. Thank you, everyone, for coming over, joining us on this Sunday. and be a part of Clip Talk 5.4. So take care. Thank you, Shivangi. Once
Thank
again, take
you.
care.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Bye.
Bye.